Hi guys, welcome. Today for our day of art journaling, we are going to learn how to do neon graffiti. Neon graffiti is easy, and it's a great little technique that you can use throughout your notebook. And I can't wait to show you how to get started. First of all, today what you're gonna need is your notebook, your journal. I do have a paper towel from home, and this is a heat gun, but a hair dryer you may find will be helpful today too, just to help some of the paint dry quickly. The other thing, did I mention the journal? You need your journal. So you also have a Posca pen in your kit. You'll need your Posca pen, whatever color it is. I want you to take a matching marker from your marker set, okay? From your marker set, take one that is close to that color. So I have kind of a dark pink to match my pink. We'll also need the white Posca pen. You have a lettering stencil, or just kind of a guide of what your letters should look like. Black piece of paper that we're gonna practice on. And then you should have a pencil in there that matches your colored Posca pen, okay? So let's get started and let's practice. So we are going to start practicing on your piece of paper, okay? So on your piece of paper here, I want you to take your pencil, your colored pencil, and go ahead and write your initial, okay? So whatever your name is, write the first letter. So I'm actually gonna look at this right here, this J, and I'm going to write a J on there so we can practice this technique. Can you guys see that? Have it lightly written. Okay. Now I'm going to get my paint pen ready. You want to make sure you start with the top on, and then you shake it to get that paint going in there. When you first get these paint pens, you can actually start shaking up your white at the same time. Always make sure the caps are on when you're shaking them. I'm going to repeat that. Always make sure your caps are on when you're shaking your pens. Shake, shake, shake. I'm just shaking both of them. Okay, I'm going to start with, I have pink, so I'm going to start with that one first. And actually what I'll do is push down, and I'm gonna put another camera in here to show how to do this. Okay, so we have the letter J, because my name is Jenny, and so I just put it in pencil. Now I'm gonna take my paint pen, and I wanna make sure that it's working. So I shook it up, and then I pressed down to pump out and get the paint flowing. So now the paint is flowing. It might take you guys a little bit. I've already started my paint pen. Now, what I'm going to do is trace over my pencil line. And then I'm going to go right beside that line to make the letter thicker. And I actually left a little space in here, but I'm going to cover up that space and go right in the middle. What I'm doing here is just making this letter thick. So it's about the width of 3 of these tips. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to round the edge, both ends of the letter, because neon lights actually are made from a lighted rod that's rounded at the tip. It's a little wet, So I'm going to use my heat gun or hair dryer just to help speed up the drying. I'm going to go over all of these lines again, basically just coloring in that letter without tearing the paper. If I feel the paper tearing at all, it just means I need to stop because it's too wet. I'm going to go ahead and use my hair dryer. And that looks great. So here you can see that letter J, or whatever letter you have, it's fine. But I'm J for Jenny, and it's kind of thick. And I colored it in with my color, so it's nice and thick. Okay. Now, I want you to notice maybe your letter is K and it has two very specific lines that don't touch. That's just what neon letters look like. See how I've rounded them all too? This is just a template so you can see how to write a neon letter. Kind of cool. Okay, for my next step, I'm going to take my Posca pen in white, and we shook it up really good earlier. And this is just my test paper, so I'm just gonna show you guys. You just, yep, that looks good. You can pump it to get it going. It's flowing. So now, let me just get in really tight here. I'm gonna go just in the middle. Very slow. Just in the middle of that letter with my white. Now, if your letter isn't thick enough, you can always take your paint pen and go around the edge again. Right? Just to make it a little thicker. This is just an option. Ta-da! Next step. Take my dryer and dry it. And for my final piece, I'm going to take my colored pencil that is the same color or close to it. I've got pink here, so I've got a pink pencil, colored pencil, and I'm going to lightly go around the outside of my pink paint pen. And I'm going kind of in a, see how I'm kind of making ovals, little ovally loops all around it. Really lightly, not pressing hard. But that, my friends, gives us a little glow. Isn't that cool? You could also take your finger maybe and just lightly go around it. Or a paper towel, or a Q-tip. And it makes a glow. Isn't that cool? So we're gonna do it again for real on your notebook. Okay, so we have learned how to make a neon letter. Some things that we learned are when we make the letter, it's going to grow. So when you write your name or whatever you decide to on your notebook, Make sure that you space your letters apart far enough because they will grow, right? We're outlining them like 3 times. Let's keep this simple. I'm going to write the word art on the front of mine. So I'm going to copy this A, and it goes up and around. I'm doing it in pencil. Actually, I want you guys to do it in pencil. I'm going to do it in my paint pen so you can see it. And I've written these letters before, so I kind of know. So the letter A starts like this. See how I go up and around? And then it has a little leg that comes down. Now this is going to grow, my letter is, so I'm going to space my R a little bit further away. And this is all in one stroke. And then the T has 2 pieces to it. So there's a little bloop like that. And then this part that comes down. Art. Okay. Just like we did before, we're going to outline each letter right beside so I did just a double line right beside it to make it a little bit thicker. Go on the outside of the R. I'm also being very careful and rounding the edges at this point too. You can do that at the end. Doing lines right beside it. And I'll just fill in this little line right here. I think I'll make them just a tiny bit thicker, and I'm really going to try not to attach this part of the T to there. I want that little bit of separation of black as well as the A part here. It just makes it look more realistic when you do that. And when you study letters, I love lettering, I'm really looking and following each part and noticing between here and here is the same distance between here and here. It's very interesting. I actually love, love, love hand lettering, and so I really look at every part of it. Now I'm gonna go back and color in each of those letters. If you notice that it's pulling or it kind of feels funny, use your hair dryer, or you could just, if you don't have a hair dryer, just wait a couple minutes for it to dry. You could even blow on it. But I really want this to be a really nice pink. I'm doing this because I felt like I was, the paint wasn't running anymore. And remember to round all of the edges. Just makes it look more like neon light, kind of graffiti. So mine is very, very wet right now. Before I do the next step, I want it to dry. So I'm gonna grab my hair dryer. Awesome. Now I'm going to take my Posca pen, the white, and I'm going to go in the very middle of it. Okay, so I'm doing it close up so you can see inside, and I'm going to go very slow and carefully and draw my white line in the middle of the letter. And again, I'm doing it very slow and controlled. I'm trying to do the best that I can to keep it in the middle. And I think I did a pretty good job. I'll use my hair dryer. There's another thing that you can do. So we talked about the marker, and I forgot to add it to the last letter that we did, but this is another little touch that you can do with your marker. After you've done that white line, you can take your marker and go as close as you can, touching that white line, and outline around the white. And this will just make that white just pop just a little bit more. Being very careful, and I'm just outlining, going as close as I can to that white line. If I get on the white line, it's okay. Did there a little bit. But this just adds a little extra pop. You may not be able to see it at first, but it's there. Oops, that's okay. This is our art journal. This is for practicing and doing cool things. Now that I've done that, I'm going to take my coordinating colored pencil and just lightly go around the letter using like little ovally. I'm just doing this little kind of circling motion around each part of the letter. And at this point, these two letters, like the pink and pink, might touch a little bit, the colored pencil part. That's totally fine. We're just creating a glow around the letter. Here we have our beautiful art journal. It's like graffiti and neon lights. Have fun. You can do more. Do not throw this part away because you might want to use it inside your art journal later. Oh, looky there, I did 2023 inside. Just some fun things that you can do. We hope you enjoyed today's graffiti and neon art. See you tomorrow.